when it comes to SEO, a lot of people put this into two main categories or schools of thought, which is black and white hat SEO. So I just want to kind of share my own thoughts on this particular subject. We all know the black hat SEO stereotype. It's a dishonest, shady, dodgy guy, almost sitting in a bedroom using all kinds of questionable techniques, but actually getting results. Now, the techniques have actually changed over the years, and previously there was a lot of things like keyword stuffing, link wheels or whatever, but right now the black hats at the top of their game have probably migrated to using very sophisticated PBNs, they've probably thrown in CTR manipulation or other techniques. And these are, a lot of these things are very sophisticated. Now, if you don't know what PBN is, it's essentially, it's a group of sites which have been created by the SEO, and they've been linked together, and they often update them with decent-ish content, and it may be a group of articles which have been spun with software or custom-made scripts, and normally they'll link out at some predetermined rate to the site that they're trying to rank, or the money site that they call it, in order to improve its ranking. Now, there are a lot of resources out there which teach this, so I'm not even going to pretend that I'm an expert, but there are people doing it and they have been successful. So the techniques have evolved over the years, but there has and always will be a proportion of SEOs that are going to get burned from doing those techniques. At the same time, there's a proportion that won't. But the reason being is that the reason it works is they're trying to create the illusion of real websites which link out to the target site and that seem to be linking out naturally. So what do you think's wrong with that statement? So yes, it does work, but where I've said it's to create an illusion and where it seems to be natural, that's the problem. You're inherently trying to mislead Google, and it's almost like faking it till you make it. Now, when it comes to white hat SEO, it's a lot more involved. It requires long-term strategic thinking, and also, a bit of creativity helps as well. So the first page is always going to be on page, as it would with any type of SEO, but the next stage is where it changes drastically in comparison to black hat SEO. So content is a very large part of white hat SEO, and it's probably the major downfall of most campaigns which seem to be failing, because the final stage is building traffic, and building traffic by using links. Now, the only way any real websites with real traffic and valuable audiences are going to link to your site is if you have something of value to use as leverage, and any strategy which is built on top of badly made content, or normally those types of campaigns, are what black hats point at as evidence that it doesn't work. They'll use that as proof to claim that white hat SEO is a load of crap, or it doesn't work, because unfortunately a lot of people give up easily when they figure out that people are not linking to their site. So they'll either blame the industry or the niche, they'll just say it doesn't work for this, or two, they'll blame the content but then don't actually take the time to improve it enough. But here's the kicker: when you do white hat SEO right, it pays off many times more than any black or grey hat strategy. It doesn't happen overnight. It does take time. However, we're supposed to be business owners here, right? Marketing is going to take time, and nobody, including any business, is going to be an overnight success. If you trust in the process, if you continue to deliver value in the form of content, and you build links with other sites, blogs, influencers or associations, it's going to pay off. And it's all without having to constantly look over your shoulder wondering if you're going to be penalised, which is the next bit I'm going to go into. So normally when a huge update comes, you'll find a large proportion of people are going to be negatively affected from it. It sometimes does happen to people who think they're doing white hat SEO. We could argue all day about that, but generally if they've been using black or grey hat technique, there's a very large proportion of them that will be affected, and a lot of them may even have been expecting it. Now, personally, I find I actually get a small boost from this, normally because all the competition surrounding my client tends to get affected while my client hasn't been, and sometimes they actually get an increase in traffic and their rankings improve. Me or any other SEO guy could talk about this all day and they could give their own interpretation of it, and there never really is going to be any definitive proof of which way is better, if there is a way of doing that. All I'm saying is, do you want to be patient? do you want to use a value-driven approach and not worry about being shafted later down the line? This kind of image, this is like a meme that I found, which kind of really sums it up for me, and it's something that I want you to look at and just make your own interpretation of it, and just think, okay, sure, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but which way do you want to pick? Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. If you want to continue watching them and want me to keep making more of these, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.